Hi, family. Greetings. It's been a minute, hasn't it been? I know it's been like, I think a couple of weeks since I have uploaded a vlog. That was not my intention to leave you guys like that, but there's just been a lot going on. Currently, as you all know, if you're not new here, that is, I do not have a housekeeper. I have been running my home myself. And then now work also came knocking. Like there's just been a lot of work in the office. There's just been a lot going on. So I got overwhelmed and took a break. I've been recording, but I was not able to get some time to edit my vlogs and put them out. I will tell you something. For me, in my YouTube journey, shooting is not even the hard part. I think the hard part for any creator comes in editing. Like you require a lot of time to dedicate a lot of time to this. But mostly I've been overwhelmed, in all senses of the word. I've also been experiencing quite a bit of fatigue. So I'd try editing a video and then I'd doze off or, find myself with some more pressing matters to handle. So I'm sorry for disowning you guys like that. I know it's been a minute, but as we all say, it is important to rest. It's important to be able to create some time for yourself to refresh. And I also believe in doing things when I'm really up to it so that I can give it my best. Otherwise, I hope you guys have been well. I have missed you. The only way I get to converse or engage with you guys is by putting out vlogs. That way, when you leave your comments, I'm able to respond and find out how you guys are doing and also get to experience that warmth from you guys. So it's a two-way thing. I missed you guys a lot and I really hope you've been well. If this is your first time here on this vlog, kindly, please do subscribe. I promise you it's going to be a ride. We are here for the long run. My name is Kami. I go by simply Kami here. I share my daily life mostly at home. And I am a homemaker, a proud one at that. I enjoy taking care of my home. I love cooking. I love cleaning. I love decorating. I love gardening. So if you're about that life, I encourage you to subscribe. Yesterday I went to the market to buy some fresh supplies for our home. Today I will be taking you on a journey. Is it a journey really? Rather, I'll just be showing you my weekly or a fortnightly routine on how I clean, cut, and preserve my veggies. I'd also love to know how you guys do yours. So as I show you what I do, I'd also appreciate if you can leave comments behind to tell me what perhaps I could do better, what I could improve on, or how you do yours. So basically, first thing I usually do is clean my veggies thoroughly, and I use dishwashing soap. Before I, thought about the whole idea of what chemicals are used in the farms these days, I used to just wash, with running water. But now, currently, it is said that a lot of chemicals are used, and because of the commercial angle to everything, most farmers unfortunately do not even give the stipulated time, between the application of pesticides and harvest. There is a stipulated time which usually ensures that the chemicals have dissolved or evaporated or something. But nowadays you'll find that there are people who spray pesticides today, and tomorrow when the buyers come knocking, they just allow them to harvest. So I hear that is why we have a lot of lifestyle diseases. We have a lot of you know, just so many diseases because of the chemicals used. I wish there was a way we would stick to organic farming. In my little garden, I practice gardening, but unfortunately, that is not enough to be able to feed us, and I'm not able to grow everything. But it's a dream of mine that one day I will have a bigger piece of land where I can practice organic gardening. I know there has to be a way to control production, and organic farming comes with its own challenges because of obviously the bugs and the duration it takes for the food to grow. It's not viable for commercial farming, but yeah, it's what it is. That is why now when we are cleaning, when we buy these foods, we need to clean them properly to ensure that we get rid of the harmful chemicals, that are not meant for our consumption. So basically, yeah, I usually take a lot of time when it comes to cleaning my veggies. I did a bit of research and I found out that dishwashing soap is good for cleaning veggies. So that's what I use. But then after cleaning, I rinse severally, I rinse severally. So when I go to the market, I ensure to get as much as possible that will last us a week or 2 weeks. I do not fancy the idea of running to the market every other day. So when I buy food that will last us a long time, then it's also important to ensure that I preserve it properly so that it doesn't go bad. I'm a big fan of a pro-green environment or climate or world, basically. And this means that, there's an angle to it that says we need to preserve the food that we are growing. As it is already, there is not enough food in the world. I know there are a lot of people, there are a lot of hunger-stricken areas in the world. There is famine, there is drought in parts of the world, so it would be unfair to let food go to waste. So I believe in value addition and I believe in preservation. I believe in, using sparingly what Mother Nature gives to us so that we don't end up being wasteful. I love fresh vegetables. I think this forms a big portion of the food that we consume in our home. There's just something about fresh, crisp vegetables and all the bright, vibrant colors that show that this is healthy food. So I usually enjoy this process. I enjoy cleaning my vegetables. I enjoy the whole process of preserving them. I'd like to know, have you seen a vegetable here that you probably do not have in your country or have no experience of? I'd love to know. I'd also love to know what it is that you include in your weekly buy when it comes to food and vegetables. What is that one vegetable that is a must-have in your home? I think for me, all the ones I've bought, but mostly leading on the list would be onions, tomatoes, peas, carrots, ho-hos. Ho-hos are green pepper or capsicums. And basically just everything you can see. These are our regular buys. We cannot do without these ones in our house. So I usually do not like shelling green peas. I usually buy them when they're already shelled. So yeah, I know. It's not exactly what my mother would be proud of me for, but that's what I do because I honestly don't like shelling green peas. So I buy them when they're already shelled. But now what I do is I take great care when cleaning them because sometimes you find they have those green caterpillars that are not easy to pick out if you're not keen. So you may end up eating caterpillars alongside with your peas. So I take as much time as possible when cleaning to ensure that I've picked out, like the bad pieces and whatnot. So when I'm done cleaning the peas, I usually steam them. That's my way of preserving them. I steam them just for a little bit, like a minute or two. Like when the water starts to boil, I just let it boil for a minute and then I remove. I also usually add some baking powder to the water that I'm steaming with. Baking powder helps in retaining the green, nice color of peas. Okay, so as I'm cleaning my vegetables, I also make breakfast on the side. I like to do this veggie prep in the morning when I'm still energetic and vibrant. So most of the times as a homemaker, you have to multitask. So yeah, that's the baking powder I'm telling you guys about. When you put it in your green peas, it retains the original green color. Like your peas are not discolored. So as we proceed, I'm making breakfast for my young man because he needs to go and play outside and he's not going to wait for me to finish what I'm doing. I had bought for him or for us gluten-free bread. I remember we're a gluten-free living family. So I bought a ready-made gluten-free bread. It's very yummy, by the way. You would hardly tell that this has no wheat whatsoever. So this makes my life easier because right now I don't have to think of what to cook. I just decided to toast him for him today with just a little margarine. I know a lot of people say margarine is not healthy and they prefer to use, is it ghee or something? But once in a while, I use what I have. So today I'm using margarine to toast the bread. Yep. You can see my peas are already steamed. The idea is not to overboil them because once you do that, you will lose the color. Peas are supposed to be green, to add to the beautiful color of food when they're in their original green color. Can you see that? So maybe the next time when you're blanching or steaming your peas, just add a little baking powder and then let me know how that plays out. Next, I go in with the fish fingers. We call them okra in Africa or in Kenya, but the English name I learned is lady fingers. You can see all my vegetables are well cleaned. They are looking great and they're ready for preservation. Don't you just love the natural color of foods? I'm amazed by the creator because, wow, he did such a good job, I usually leave them a bit to breathe after cleaning. In the meantime, I would like to change my drips. I've had the current ones for, I think, about a month. I need to change to something different so that I can clean these other ones. I asked my husband for help because he's taller and the cutting rods are way up over there. So I'm grateful for the help that I can get. As he was doing that, I also went outside to pick fresh flowers. If you know me, guys, I am a sucker for fresh flowers, and it's a blessing to be able to just go outside to your garden and pick fresh flowers. Yeah, it's beautiful, all for free. So yeah, I usually put fresh flowers on my windowsill to give me motivation to do dishes. Yeah, that's a hack right there. Today I picked some geraniums, some periwinkles, and yeah, basically that, and those green ones that I can't remember the name. So now it's time to now do the veggie preservation, and this is how I do it. For green peas, I usually put in polythene bags when I eventually have a bigger freezer, I will use containers. I've been eyeing some really nice Tupperware and glass containers that would be really lovely. But right now, my freezer space is very small, so I have to use these polythene papers and then also cling film for the other veggies, as I will show you. So once the peas are cold, you don't like pack them when they're still hot. So I've waited for them to cool, and then now I use cling film on the rest of the vegetables. The secret is to ensure that you cover all holes. Ensure there is no air or moisture coming in. So you make sure you dry your vegetables completely, and then you cover them tightly, airtight packaging, to ensure that there's no moisture coming in. That way they can last for however long you need them to. Next, I work on the lady fingers. You get rid of the edges and then cut them into small pieces, dice them to your preferred size. I'm not a big fan of okra myself because it's slimy. I think that's my only concern. Usually that's my undoing. But my husband loves lady fingers with his rice, so I usually ensure to buy for him. So on most days, because he's not a big fan of potatoes, when we are making our potato stew with peas or so to have with rice, I usually make for him his lady fingers stew to go alongside with rice. One of these days I'll show you that recipe. What do you use your lady fingers for? How do you use them in your cooking? I would love to know. Entice me. Perhaps I might be sold and ignore the sliminess and, try them out in a meal. They may end up becoming a favorite meal of mine. So kindly do share. I'd love to know. So once done with that, you also clean them and steam them. It's the same drill as the peas, only that now I don't put baking powder on the lady fingers. I just steam very lightly just to preserve them, and then they will also go into the freezer. Next we go in with the beets, the beetroots. We use beetroots for smoothies in our house. Beetroot has very good properties for people who would like to increase their blood production. So I'm done with my veggies preparation. I will take them next to the fridge, some to the fridge, some to the freezer. So quickly, let me just show you what I've done. I've cut my beetroot into small pieces because we mostly use this for smoothies and juices. Beetroot has a very strong taste, so use it sparingly. Little goes a long way. Then over here I already steamed my green peas, and you can see to retain the green color, it's advised that you put a little baking powder and steam with it. Then I have lemons here. Ideally, if you want to store your vegetables for a long time without them losing their flaccidness and freshness, you wipe off any water after washing and then make sure there is no moisture coming in. So yeah, I have some zucchinis here. Zucchinis or courgettes, depends on where you come from or what you prefer to call them by. So I also wrap, making sure all the edges are covered, and before that ensure they're properly dried up. And then carrots, I usually wrap two because most of the times we just use two only, but if they're like we have visitors or something, then I can use 2 batches. Then we have green pepper here, all wrapped up as well, and then ginger in small portions as well, wrapped to go. Tomatoes are here. These ones are going direct like this in the fridge, but I have wiped them completely dry, so they're gonna go to the vegetable rack at the bottom of the fridge, and they keep for long. So long as you dry them properly, they should be able to keep for long. And lastly, I was just steaming my okra. Is okra an English word? I hope so. So this one you just blanch a little, just to preserve. Don't overcook them. All right. So yeah. Now let's put everything into the freezer and the fridge. So this is what we've been up to the whole morning, doing prep, value addition, and keeping them for longer. Preservation. I think food preservation is really a big deal. There's hardly enough food in the world, so we need to preserve what we get and to ensure that we are consuming it when it is still fresh. Okay? Then the items that do not require refrigeration over here, we have Irish potatoes, we have green bananas, we have onions, we have a butternut, we have some garlic over there. I need to stock up fruits, so that is why the top tier is about empty. Hang around. These have been here for about a month. You can see they're still okay. But what I usually do now, I need to put the newer ones at the bottom. I had cleaned the fridge. I had cleaned the fridge just last week. So it's clean. How is it going? Are you halfway? Have you drank water today? No. Make sure you drink water. Hi fam, thanks for joining me on another vlog. I hope you enjoyed today's content as I did my veggie prep and preservation. I hope you learned a thing or two. I would also be happy to learn how you guys do the same. Maybe I could also learn a thing or two. I hope you enjoyed today's content. I am so tired, but we say as a homemaker, you'd rather be tired but fulfilled. So I'm tired but fulfilled because I'm set for the week. My kitchen is sparkling. Everything is where it should be. We have food. I don't have to run to the market in the middle of the week. So yeah, bring it on Monday. I wish you guys a wonderful, wonderful time till we meet again. Thank you for always coming back in droves. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for commenting. Thank you for just being the most amazing community ever here on the streets of YouTube. So this is Simply Kami signing out, and I leave you with my kitchen as is right now. Enjoy. Bye. We are starting the week with yellow mood. We're heavy on yellow mood this week. That's why I've changed my drips to what was there before to this. I'm hoping for sunshiny vibes this week. Happiness, cheerfulness, hope. Just good vibes, man. May this week, may this month be kind to us. So this is how my kitchen looks as at now. Everything is clean and everything is where it should be. So yeah, it should be a joy to cook from over here. And I usually pick flowers from my garden, place them here to just give myself inspiration to do dishes. Not everyone likes doing dishes. Well, absolutely not me, but I try. So the reason why I don't find it so hard to do dishes is because I have always fresh flowers to look up to. So yeah, let's be big on yellow mood this week. It's not goodbye, it is see you soon again.